Hi there, I'm Mike. What I have for you today is Star Wars The Black Series Gamestop exclusive Jumptrooper. So let's jump into the figure, starting with taking a look at him while I read the bio on the back of the box. An elite squadron within the Imperial ranks, Jumptroopers, also known as rocket troopers, were outfitted with jetpacks and utilized in tight spaces. They were trained to act in unison, often swarming and overwhelming their targets. Here he is out of the package, and I have to say, I instantly fell in love with this. I took it to work with me. I loved it so much. And yeah, I'm a grown adult taking toys to work. That's weird. I try to keep this stuff separate. So let's get into it, starting with the likeness. This right here is a Jumptrooper or a rocket trooper. A lot of people who play video games might recognize this from Battlefront or Battlefront 2, the new one, not the older, better ones, but the newer ones. However, this actual likeness is from the Rebels episode. They actually appeared a couple times in Rebels, so it's really hard to point out this one episode. But, you know, they're from Rebels, but they're also from Battlefront. But whichever you prefer, I mean, it's still a Jumptrooper, rocket trooper. Whatever you like, this is what it is. Although, specifically, it's from Rebels. So if you're used to Battlefront, you may be a little disappointed, I guess. The rocket trooper design is sort of an homage to the Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper origins, which were, from the Mandalorians, the whole Jango Fett wearing a backpack, rocket pack thing. That's what they've got going on. So they're mostly a Stormtrooper. This thing's like 80% a Stormtrooper, but also with a jetpack and a snazzy paint job and a cooler helmet. I especially like the larger visor and then the cool kind of mohawk thing the helmet's got going on. So you know what? I'm gonna give it the full point because I just love the way this thing looks. So let's jump into accessories. What does he come with, and maybe what should he have come with? Well, he comes with 3-ish accessories. Let's start off with the rocket pack. It comes off, so it's technically an accessory. The problem is that where it comes off isn't where you want it to come off. It's attached at these little hoses on the back, which are attached to his helmet. But they don't attach and detach there. They're molded and stuck on. They detach at the top of the rocket pack back here. So you can take the rocket pack off, but you're left with these dangling hoses, and who wants that? So it's kind of pointless to even take off, but it's doable. That being said, the rocket pack has a lot of great molded detail and some minute but important paint apps, especially down where the rocket kind of nozzles meet the material of the actual rocket pack. I almost said plastic, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be plastic. I just wish that you could give him that clean look without the hoses if you wanted to, but you can't, and that kind of sucks. He just looks kind of like a mutated elephant with like a weird double trunk thing going on. It's not enjoyable. Next, we get this stand. Now, this stand was something that I speculated about when I first talked about the announcement to these. All of these Star Wars exclusive figures, this is a GameStop exclusive, but there's also a Target exclusive coming out soon. There's a Walgreens exclusive. All of them are gonna have this stand. And this is something that's been missing from the Star Wars Black Series line for forever. In fact, I spent all morning resetting up most of these over here because they fell over randomly last night. I don't know if there was an earthquake or something. So it's a pain, and something like this has been drastically needed in the Star Wars Black Series line. So I was very excited to get this. I like it. It is molded in clear plastic. It says Star Wars The Black Series. It's this weird triangle design, which I'm not a huge fan of because it really only has room on there for 1 foot, and then you've got 1 foot on, 1 foot off kind of thing going on. It's just not my favorite, but can this reliably keep the trooper up? And the answer is no. The hard molded plastic of where the foot slides in just doesn't slide in well, and it pops the foot out. It just doesn't reliably hold it in place. I don't know if it's too rigid or just molded weird. I don't know. This was a bad idea. Actually, it was a good idea, just badly executed. This does not work. In fact, all the pictures they posted of their toys being held up by these, I have no idea how you did that. I wish that they had come up with a better system than this. It's a cool idea, but it's disappointing. And lastly, he comes with his standard Stormtrooper E11 blaster. Now this blaster is very good. Now we've gotten a lot of these over the years of Black Series figures, but this one is one of the best. It's got a lot of fantastic dry brushing over it to make it look weathered and metallic and worn. I just absolutely love it. It fits well in his hand. It fits well in the holster. I can't get over how much I love this. The drawback is what he should have come with. One of the features of the Rocket Trooper isn't necessarily just this, but they typically come with rocket launchers. It's like a thing that Rocket Troopers usually come with. I mean, it's not just that. There's also the RT-97C blaster that should have come with. I mean, it's cool that he comes with this blaster, and it's cool that he comes with a holster, but I wish there was a reason that I could have holstered this because he had a different weapon that he could have come with. He should have come with more than just this. I also would have preferred that he come with a flight stand instead of just this stand. He's a Rocket Trooper after all. He should be flying. It would be cool if they had come with something to kind of prop it up. I know Hasbro's new Overwatch figures have, so I don't know why they couldn't have done that as well. But you know, he comes with a lot of stuff. I have to give credit where credit's due, so it's not all that bad. I am being a little more negative than I normally would be because this is a bit of a disappointment after looking forward to it for so long. So I'm going to give the accessories a half point. He should have come with more. This thing's a little trash, but it's cool that he does come with what he does come with. So let's take a look at his articulation. Does he move like he should? His head moves side to side, forward this far, back this far. It has a bit of a wiggle. His arm moves out, not super far, but you can get it kind of over the lip. It moves all the way around. There's a double jointed hinge at the elbow. It has an upper bicep swivel, a wrist swivel, and a hinge. This one hinges this way. He has a clicky torso joint. It moves forward this far, back that far. His thigh moves out that far, back not very far at all. He has a double jointed knee, an upper thigh swivel, an ankle hinge, and a rocker. With this being the Jumptrooper's widest stance with both his feet flat on the ground. So at its core, it's basically just a Stormtrooper figure. So the answer is yes. The Stormtrooper is easily one of the most articulated figures in the entire line. You've got things like double jointed elbows, which is sorely missing from a lot of figures. Despite having hoses attached to his back, the head is really not that limited, which is fantastic. However, he does have larger shoulder pads than the normal Stormtrooper does, so his shoulder articulation is a little bit more limited than the older Stormtroopers are, which is kind of a bummer. I also do wish that he had butterfly joints in his shoulders like some of the newer figures have been getting. That being said, since most of it's good, I'm going to give it 0.75. So that brings us to his paint, sculpt, and detail. The minutia. Number one, his helmet has a lot of great paint apps, and it does have a different sculpt to a normal Stormtrooper helmet, which I absolutely love. And as I pointed out in the articulation, he does have new shoulders, more armored shoulders. He does have Imperial logos painted on both, as well as this shoulder is yellow. I'm pretty sure it's yellow. I'm colorblind. But let's go with yellow. That sounds right. And lastly, we've got a couple of new little kind of paint details that weren't there. I mean, the places were there on the original Stormtrooper, but the detail isn't. On the side of his belt, he has a new little kind of, I guess it's like dark gray kind of paint apps on each side. He also has this little stripe on his ankles on both sides and on the insides that the original Stormtrooper didn't, which I like. It makes that white armor kind of pop a little more. It just gives it a little bit more color contrast. So I'm going to give it the full point because I really don't have a reason not to. Despite it being mostly a reused body, they did a good job of adding a lot of new kind of details, and the rocket pack and helmet are a work of art. And lastly, we have want and availability. Did I want this? Is this something that I want in my collection? And the answer is, I mean, of course. Pretty stupid. It's a Stormtrooper. I want two now, and I don't do that. I actually have two of these. One came from Papa Gord. You guys saw the unboxing. So the want is there for sure. I desperately want more troopers. I just really like the presence of my shelf of having more and very different Stormtrooper designs. It's one of the cool parts of Star Wars, and it's one of the better parts of the new movies. The problem here is being a GameStop exclusive sucks because they charge $3 more than a normal figure costs. These on average go for $20. You can get them for a little bit less if you show up at Walmart, but this is a GameStop exclusive, meaning you don't have that option, you don't have that luxury. At $23 a pop, you might be saying, oh Mike, it's just an extra $3, get over it, which I get. $3 for me, I don't care. Obviously I don't care about $3. The problem is, if you want to buy multiples of these, if you want a squadron of these, let's say you want 5 of these, that $3 times 5, that's an extra $15 that you spent. That's almost an entirely different figure that you could own but don't because GameStop arbitrarily decides to charge $3 more for their figures. That $3 adds up fast and it's garbage. GameStop, stop it. Sell them for 20 bucks like everyone else, or close. Just die already. But after that rant, I'm actually not going to dock it that much because I love it so much and I wanted it so much. It kind of outshines the fact that I had to pay an extra $3 for mine. So I'm going to give it 0.75 despite the fact that it came from GameStop and GameStop is garbage. So that brings us to the end. What's my final score? Well, if you've been keeping tabs, you could probably score it for yourself. But I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 because I love it, but it does have a couple of little nitpicks here and there that drag that score down just a tad. I absolutely love this, and this is easily on its way for being one of the best figures of the year for me. I would be very surprised if you didn't see this in my top 10 figures of 2019. It's just crazy that they can have so much personality in a faceless trooper. I just wish that he wasn't GameStop exclusive, and I wish he came with a couple of extra stuff and that his stand wasn't garbage. But if you're a Black Series Trooper collector, or you just, have any kind of Imperial presence on your shelf, you owe it to yourself to add this to your collection, for sure. So that's it for my Jumptrooper review. What did you think? Let me know down in the downstairs area. I love to read and respond to all of those comments. Like, share, subscribe if you want to. There's also a bunch of ways down in the downstairs area that you can help my channel out if you want to as well. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far, and I'll see you later. Bye.